Hey friends, today I want to talk to you about ways that you can redonate your items. So stay tuned for this video. At some time or another, we're all interested in redonating items that no longer sell for us, whether it's been in a pile and now we went shopping or sourcing and got some other stuff and it doesn't look appealing anymore, or it's items that are no longer that are not selling in your business. You've had them for a while, trends are changing, things like that, or you change category. And so the first thing that people think about is, oh, let me throw it in the bag and take it back to the thrift store, take it back to the place that I originally sourced it from. Let's put it back out into the piles and piles of things that they receive at the local stores, whether it be Goodwill, Savers, whatever, Village Thrift, whatever your local thrift store is. And I want to tell you or suggest to you to start thinking of another way to redonate. Now, there's the buy, trade, sell stores. One thing I will say about them is that if you could not sell it, you're probably not going to be able to sell it to them. Places like Plato's Closet, Clothes Mentor, Buffalo Exchange, and whatever other places that are local to you, they're very particular about what they take. So if it's not on trend and it's not selling for you on your platforms, Poshmark, TradeZ, Macari, if it's not selling there, the buy, trade, sell stores probably won't purchase it either. So your best bet is to basically redonate. Now, one of the things that you can do is send it to ThreadUp. You're probably not going to get a lot of money, but you can get something. ThreadUp is basically an online buy, trade, sell store. Now, I myself did that. I had a bag of stuff that I was going to donate. I'm going to tell you some of the ways that I donate, and that's my suggestion to you as well. But after I interviewed someone on my live, Melissa from Vandy's Closet, and she was talking about like brands that they possibly blooper take at ThreadUp. I didn't think that they were taking like smaller brands or what we consider mall brands or bread and butter brands. This was stuff that, I mean, I had like 5 bags and they were IKEA bags because I had to put them down into little boxes and thread up bags. But these were big bags full of stuff that I just thought that I would donate somewhere else. And so what I did was I took Melissa's advice and I went on to ThreadUp and I typed in the brands and found that they accepted these items. Now, this is me. I'm not interested in ThreadUp for a business. For some people, it's turning out to be very lucrative. It's not part of my business model, but I think it would be great for people who are home, who are learning virtually, teaching their children and things like that. It'd be perfect for the homeschooling mom or for a person who specifically is sourcing to send their items to the Real and ThreadUp. But for me, keep in mind, I was already getting rid of these clothes. I don't want them back. So they've been selling. To date, I've sent ThreadUp 15 bags. And then you can have them send you back the items that you don't want. I'm not interested in that. People will probably say, well, you're not going to get your money. They're keeping your stuff. Yeah, they can keep it. I was already getting rid of it. So I rather make between $1.50 and $70 on something and let them keep the rest. There is a win-win for me. I can use that money as a credit on ThreadUp, or I can get the money and cash it out. So that's just me. I don't want it. It's easy to print out a label, stick it on a box, or request bags. Okay, so just really research ThreadUp. They're having an influx of items come in. They can't keep up. So just and it takes a long time if you don't get your items expedited, where they look at them in 14 days. And I've done that anyway, and they're still backed up. They'll send you a message and say, we're not going to charge you because now you have to go into the pool of, which I don't care. I just tried expediting just to see, and they took stuff that had been sitting for a long time. So that is an option for you if you want to do that. Okay, send it to ThreadUp. You can do buy, trade, sell like that. But think of other ways. These are ways that I redonate items. I want to say the best way for me to say it is to put your item in someone's hands. You know how you go to the thrift store and you just load it in the bag. Now somebody's going to grab it, but put your stuff in someone's hands where they look you in the eye and they say, thank you so much. my organization can really use this. So some of the ways that I redonate, the first thing that I do is, if I want to get rid of things quickly and I don't have a lot of time, I'll put an ad on Facebook Marketplace. So what will happen is, if I have a bag of just all women's clothes, I'll put an ad on Facebook Marketplace and I'll say free women's clothes. I'll put them in a big giant bag, not the kitchen kind, but a big time. It has these carpenter bags. I put a sign on the front and I stick it outside. In the description, I do put my address, like whatever. I put my address and I say it's going to be at the right there in the front, and then have a sign, and I do first come first serve. And I watch people, because they'll be like, can you hold it for me? And I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. It's first come first serve. What size is it's a bag full of women's clothes. And I put it outside, and then next thing you know, it'll be gone. One time I did that, it was 11 o'clock at night, and then all of a sudden you see the messages come rolling through. By the time I got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, it was gone. And then someone said, because there'll be people say, I'm on my way, and I say, I'm not holding it. I don't care if 20 people roll in here, I'm not holding it. Okay, if they're local and they're close, that's fine. But that's the purpose of me giving away free clothes, that I'm not dealing with all that stuff. Okay, so you can do that. You can do Facebook Marketplace, you can do Nextdoor, you can do Craigslist, and if you have some local community boards or whatever, that's a really great way. But other ways, I prefer going to organizations. It may take a little bit more time, but it's well worth it for you. So I wrote some stuff down so that my brain can remember. One of the best places that you can donate, you contact in your area, there's always some, because it's going to be women, children, and it's the women's shelter, right? So a women's shelter or a women's organization that helps dress women to go back into the career world. Okay, so with those organizations, you can give clothes, toiletries, skincare, makeup, all the things that women could possibly use that you may sell. And I'm not talking about this particular channel is for all resellers. So if you're just thinking Poshmark, you got to think beyond that. How about eBay? I have sold so many things. You can sell, all the sanitary products. You can sell all kinds of stuff. You sell all kinds of stuff. You can be an Amazon seller who's already selling Band-Aids and all that kind of stuff, and now you just don't want the inventory. So think about all the places that you can gift, that you can bless with the items. And these women's it's really important, because that's why they're there, because they need the help and they need the support, and they don't want to feel like it's charity for them. So just do it with a joyful heart, like, yeah, and don't, brag, oh, I gave it to my friends. I took it to this organization and I'm all that. No, you're giving it to just give it. Okay, so that's a place. Children's homes or organizations, something similar to like the Women's Center. There's tons of them. There's orphanages. I don't even know what they call them anymore. But it's plenty of places, any type of organizations, after school programs. You have PAL, you have the Boys and Girls Club. Call them and talk to the administrators and find out what items that they could possibly need. Remember, even with these organizations, it's not about people being poor or anything like that. It's organizations where there could be some children who don't have a lot of money, and it could be children who have money. This is equal opportunity for you to provide some things. Think about what you could provide to these organizations for children: toys, games, puzzles, craft projects, crayons, paper, books. The list goes on and on. Clothes, shoes. We're going into the fall here. Coats, hats, scarves. There's so much stuff as you go through your inventory that you probably have. That's across the board. That's not just, again, a Poshmark seller who specifically sells clothes and they figure it's a waste of time. I'm just giving you resources. You don't have to use them, but sometimes we don't think about all the things that we could do. You want to just be as sustainable as possible. You don't know where your stuff is going when you drop that stuff off at the Goodwill. It bothers me that happens. I love going in and shopping and finding things, but I also think of the reverse. When that door in the back, when I'm looking at coats and bathing suits, it's right next to the door in the back where they're sorting, and that door flips open and you see all this stuff back there. There's no way that they can process all that stuff or put all that stuff out. So think what would happen if you became your own center to distribute somewhere, to redonate somewhere where people need it. Senior centers. I donate stuff. I donate yarn to senior centers. I donate where I do projects. Well, I haven't done it in a while, where I've cut jeans. If I make jean shorts or jean scraps, any type of fabric, seniors like to do have stuff for projects. If you sell cards and games, the same kind of stuff for children. Seniors like to color, get some senior coloring books and all that. This kind of stuff. You thought about all this inventory that you could probably get, and then now it's not selling. How can you redonate it? The senior centers need a lot of stuff as well. They, some of them are run where the seniors pay rent, but then some of them are state-run organizations. Students, especially the students who are home now, there are so many students who are struggling. If you sell electronics, this is stuff that you already have. I'm not talking about going out and buying things, but if you sell electronics, students could use calculators, those T84 calculators. I sold 3 of those this year on Macari. I had children. They were just sitting around. Thomas had a couple. He wasn't doing anything with it. He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send these back, or I'm gonna take them to the flea market. And then I'm like, hey, might as well just like re-gift them. Laptops, if you have an old laptop, you could give it to, because it's still cheaper to fix a laptop that's a few years old than to purchase a good laptop. Because I have like a Dell laptop and it's been fixed a couple times. It's only 3 years old, and I told Thomas I'm not sending it to the computer guy again. But the computer guy is like, I call him Thomas's friend, computing. He knows a computer guy. The guy Rod says that it's a really great computer. So even me paying him to fix a couple things, and he doesn't even charge me $100. He charges me $60 or whatever. So if you find somebody that you can trust, maybe get it fixed for a little bit of money and then donate it. Headphones, etc., anything that you think that students want. Video games, they're home now and everything's virtual learning for the most part. So that is some of the places that you can do. So just think outside of the box. And the last thing, I already said it earlier, put it in someone's hands. Think of bringing joy to someone instead of redonating it. What can you do with these items? Let's keep this stuff out of the landfills. Let's create some sustainable fashion. If you're a handmade seller, think of some new ways that you can, take these items. I make, tie-dye shirts. This particular shirt was made from a white undershirt, but I use thrifted t-shirts to make tie-dye and bleach shirts. So just think of what you could do to give back, redonate to a great organization. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Give me a nice thumbs up and set a reminder for future videos. I have plenty of great content coming your way. Take care.